chief executive officers of Intel and Micron will testify before the Senate Commerce Committee today. They will make the case for $52 billion in government subsidies, hoping the funding boosts semiconductor chip manufacturing. Joining me right now ahead of that testimony is the CEO of Intel, Pat Gelsinger. Pat, it's great to have you this morning. Thanks so much for being here.
Hey, thank you, Maria. Pleasure to be on your show and speak to your listeners today.
Yeah, we appreciate your time. And I want to start, Pat, with really an assessment of where we are as a nation in terms of semiconductor manufacturing. I know that the capacity for manufacturing has declined substantially in the United States, and we are all feeling that firsthand, whether it be not enough semiconductors for our cars, sending prices higher, whether it be for the military, very critical uses. So can you tell us how we got here? Why is it that the U.S. finds itself behind the eight ball when it comes to manufacturing such an important product as a semiconductor chip?
Yeah, thank you. And, it really is a terrible situation. In 1990, we were 37% of world supply. Between U.S. and Europe, 80% of world supply. Today, that's decayed to 20% between U.S. and Europe and just 12% in the U.S., and half of that's Intel. And what we've said with urgency, we need to change that vector for the future. Every aspect of the digital world runs on semiconductors, and as digital keeps increasing, we have to reverse this trend very urgently. And it was never that Congress voted, let's get rid of this industry in semiconductors. It was that the Asian countries voted very strongly to attract it to their shores, and that's why we've seen this shift 80% to Asia. And that's why we're urgently and passionately describing to Congress the need for them to reverse this trend, to get the CHIPS Act passed, start an investment cycle on U.S. soil, because I believe we're in a precarious time, Maria, that if we don't reverse it now, we may never have the opportunity to. Congress must act now.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I wonder why it's taken so long. You just said Asia, home to about 75% of the world's total semiconductor manufacturing capacity. You've been expanding factories in the United States as well as in Europe. I know you're spending so much, billions, on new factories in Ohio, and you've got facilities in California, in Oregon, and Arizona. Tell us about the construction in Ohio. How's it going, and what you are expecting in terms of potential production?
Yeah, and since I became CEO a year ago, we have aggressively laid out our investment strategy. I've announced $43 billion of U.S. Capital investments in the last year, right? And somewhat to the howls of Wall Street, right? I've lowered my free cash flow negative for the first time in 3 decades, and lowering our profitability to invest for the long term. We launched our big Arizona investment, and we ground broke on that a number of months ago when we're ahead of schedule on our building there. We announced the Ohio investment, and I'm so excited about Ohio, Maria, because this is the company that helped establish Silicon Valley. Well, now we're establishing the Silicon Heartland, and from Rust Belt to high-tech manufacturing in the center of our nation. It's such an exciting project. We hope to break ground on that later this year, and we're getting enormous and enthusiastic support from Ohio, but the entire Midwest. We just announced the major education initiative there last week, and we do hope that groundbreaking is preceded by the passage and funding of the CHIPS Act. So I have certainty on the radical investments that we're making there.
I love what you've done, Pat, and I think this is so important to the country and the world, by the way. You talked a little about your plan at your Analyst Day back in February. A number of the analysts talked about your plans to get growth up, to start growing between 10 and 12% by 2025-26. Can you tell us how you get there? What does the Intel agenda look like in the next 5 to 10 years in terms of your spending on infrastructure and R&D?
Yeah, and what we laid out was a path to unquestioned process technology leadership, and I'm investing to accomplish that. And we said by 24, we expect to be the best in the world, and by 25, unquestionably the best. And that's going well. Second, we said we have to get our core products to unquestioned leadership. And our desktop and client products and mobile are now back to leadership. Our server products, we're about to announce a major new architecture which puts us back into a leadership role. But I also said we're going to launch major new businesses as well. We're just about to launch our graphics business line. We have a strong mobility and autonomous vehicle product line. Our position in the edge and inference for AI, a new business area. But maybe the biggest one that we've announced that's captured the industry's interest is Foundry, where we're not just going to manufacture chips for our purposes, but we're going to manufacture wafers for the industry as well and become a major U.S. foundry supplier, opening the doors of our fabs wide, and something that we think is essential to reestablish American leadership and support many of what we call the fabless companies in the industry. Taken together, we believe we can go from low single digits growth rate to double-digit growth rate, reestablish the unquestioned leadership of this iconic company, and again, put our nation in the leadership role. Remember, U.S. started the semiconductor industry. Let's lead this critical industry where the oil reserves define geopolitics for the last 5 decades. Let's put the fabs to define geopolitics for the next 5 decades right here on U.S. soil.
Yeah, it's a great point and certainly a great vision there, Pat. Where specifically do you see the growth coming from? Because I know that when you look at various sectors, for example, the PC sector, having really moderated so much in terms of growth as the mobility sector gains ground. Talk to us about where you see the most demand in terms of sectors.
Yeah, clearly PC, nominal low single-digit growth rate, data center and cloud, double-digit growth rate, network, edge, inference, 5G, we see double-digit growth rate. Our move into autonomous vehicles with Mobileye, unquestioned leadership, strong 30+% growth rate. Foundry, a new business area for us, one that we expect to see explosive growth rates as we go out 4 or 5 years. And then our graphics business that we're just launching in the next few days will be another area of substantial growth. I expect that to be a $10+ billion business. But the foundry in particular is critical to support areas like the automotive sector. And the car of today is about 4% semiconductors, Maria. By the end of the decade, it's expected to be 20% semiconductors in the car. So a 5x increase. And a lot of that is autonomy, it's advanced connectivity, it's electrification of the cars. And so that 5x increase will be a priority for us as well to meet the needs. And, obviously, as we're seeing, factories in Detroit and the Midwest idled because of semiconductor shortage, we got to fix that. And I am very excited to be stepping into that more aggressively. And today's congressional hearing, clearly this is one of the key points. Let's not wait any longer. The Senate passed this bill in July of last year. Now we need to get it reconciled with the House and fully funded, because it takes a long time to build these very advanced manufacturing facilities. I don't want to wait any longer, and I want to go bigger and faster.
Yeah, well, we can't. We can't. And as you have one eye on the future, trying to ensure that we are planting the seeds to growth and a dominant position once again globally in terms of semiconductors, we're also dealing with the issues of the day. So we've got a worry on the macro story. We're looking at higher interest rates. We've got oil prices spiking. What can you tell us about the macro story and about companies investing in these things? Where are we in that? How would you assess the macro story right now, as many are predicting a recession this year?
Yeah, I think everybody is looking with increased worry, given the Ukraine situation, which just breaks our heart as we look at the suffrage of the people that are, being affected by this, warmongering regime. All right, and as we consider the instabilities in Asia as well, I think everybody looks at that with great caution to the future. Clearly, inflation rising quickly. But we would say the best way to solve these problems is, in fact, to invest in our capacity. The number one driver of inflation, in fact, has been semiconductor shortages, driving up cost of autos and emptying parking lots and idling factories. So the best thing that we can be doing is investing. And when I announced our investment plans, I took our free cash flow negative for the first time in 3 decades, Maria, to the howls of Wall Street. But it's the right thing for Intel, this iconic company, and the right thing for our nation. We're going to make the investments for the future, and I simply want the support of Congress to allow us to do more.
It looks like you're going to get it. But, Pat, real quick before you go, how long do you expect this supply chain shortage to be an issue?
Well, it's been disappointing that the supply chain issues have been, so broad-based across the industry. I had initially indicated that 2023, I saw things starting to look better. Given the current situations and some of the continuing challenges in areas like equipment for semiconductor manufacturing, I now believe it's probably going to extend into 2024 until we start to see that balance start to be redeveloped. And for idled factories and ramping inflation, that's not a positive story. And again, that reinforces the urgency of today's Senate hearings.
Absolutely does. And that is going to disrupt many industries. Pat, we'll be watching your testimony. We so appreciate your time this morning. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.